As tensions continue to mount on the border of Ukraine and the world watches Russia's every single move, there have been concerns that Russia could use a range of tactics to cause chaos in Ukraine moving forward. Now, cyber attacks are one of these, with reports Russia might have been behind recent cyber breaches in Ukraine that disrupted the Ukrainian Ministry of Defence too, with potentially more cyber attacks going to occur in the near future. Rick Jordan is one of America's leading voices on cybersecurity and joins us now. Rick, great to have your company as always. Do we know how this cyber attack occurred in Ukraine, and potentially how should they be prepared for more to happen, say, in the coming hours or days?
Sure, great to be back to the denial of service attacks. That's what they're called, a DDoS attack, dynamic denial of service. It floods a server or a cloud service with just a bunch of internet traffic, which means it's trying to handle all this traffic so it can't do its normal processes and procedures that it was meant to be there for. You know, Facebook has fallen victim to this, a lot of services that we know, even banks, but that's one of the targets that whoever perpetrated this attack over the past week, which we believe it to be Russia, but nobody knows for sure at this point, that's what they did. And when you said, you know, crisis, chaos that's going on right now, that's the only motivation for something like this. An attack like this won't take down a country, but it will cause panic and distraction.
So we're hearing reports now coming in that an invasion of Ukraine by Russia could occur within hours now at this point in time. Do you think it's likely that we could see more cyber attacks in the coming hours, I guess, to cause what you were just saying, disruption and chaos in the area?
I believe so, because it could be a morale hit if we look at just human behavior and psychology. I'm not a psychologist, I'm a cybersecurity expert, but I know how people feel, individuals, and then imagine an entire country feeling just at the mercy of somebody they don't know, an invisible enemy per se. When you see these cyber attacks come in and you don't know where they're coming from, you don't know how bad they're going to be, and the Ukraine is no stranger to cyber attacks on their power grid that happened in 2015 and 2016 and caused widespread chaos. So it's one of those things to where it could be the Russians saying, hey, look over there, while they're invading from the other side.
What will the first signs of this be? What should people be looking out for? I mean, you never really know, but you're an expertise in this. What should people be looking out for?
Yeah, from a nation state perspective, this is something that they have to be on high alert for and just continuously look out for any weird spikes in traffic, specifically from those regions that are of notice right now. For an individual perspective, you know, not even just in the Ukraine, but anywhere across the world, start to look for slow loading websites, start to look for pages that just come up and say server not found, those kinds of things, because that means that the server is probably too busy handling this flood of traffic from an attack like this that it can't even show a simple web page.
Now, there were reports that the cyber attack disrupted the Ukrainian Ministry of Defence, which obviously is coincidentally going to impact their ability to, say, fight back if a Russian invasion was to occur. What else could they infiltrate? What other key sectors might cyber attacks occur at?
Sure. You're looking at energy power grids like it was in 2015 and 2016, any sort of critical infrastructure. And again, these are pretty much distraction tactics at this point. This isn't ransomware like we've talked about before, like you see across the world. These are just dynamic denial of service attacks where they flood it with traffic. And it's just more of an annoyance than anything else. Takes the systems down, but it could be just long enough to where Russia could coordinate this at a specific time with an invasion in order to just have that distraction take place. So the Ministry of Defense just needs to keep their frontline people on guard and keep communications open at all times. I'm sure they have backup plans for communications to the front lines, but that's something that you have to have that channel open during these situations.
Rick Jordan, thank you.